Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War, Grummer Grandpa Gaming. This is episode 15 of our viewer unit only Rebel Spring of 61 campaign. So, last episode ended up being a little busier than I expected, as we did have two engagements. One here at Lynchburg between the Confederate States Army and the Army of Northeastern Virginia, and another one down here, 4th Battle of Chattanooga, against the Army of Tennessee, which was present at the 3rd Battle of Chattanooga, but did not take part in the fighting. So a bit of an interesting fight there. We are still in winter quarters. It is March 19th. So I'm not expecting, because the weather keeps shifting pretty heavily, I'm not expecting to make any moves until April. And I'm hoping we stay quiet until April, though. It does look like the Army of Potomac's on its way down. 9,500 men and 100 guns. That cannot be right. Okay. That's interesting. So we might have an action here at Richmond, but I'm hoping we can make it through to April and finally get things rolling. Continuing our push in Maine. Pushing the Army of Northeast Virginia out of Western Virginia, and shoving the Department of the West out of our way so that we can continue freeing up the Indian territories from Yankee control. So, I think it covers everything for right now, but also I do apologize if I sound, my voice sounds a little bit off. I am feeling a little bit under the weather, but hopefully we make it through this. All right, it's now March 22nd, and we do have our next engagement here. And once again, it's at Richmond, which is going to be our 6th Battle of Richmond. We are going to have a lot of battles here, as we're not making any offensive moves in this area, so buckle in for double-digit numbers on this city. We have the Army of the Potomac with 9,587 men and 99 guns, and the Army of the Shenandoah, an additional 14,375 men and 37 guns. Total of 19,162 infantry, 2,817 cavalry, and 136 guns. Under Commander John Pope, going up against our Army of Virginia with 22,264 infantry, 4,160 cavalry, and 42 guns under command of St. George Coke. So, let's get back in there once again. And looks like it is snowing right now. It is March 22nd, and the snows have returned again. Like I said, the weather's been very, very crazy for the last month in this game. But let's kick these boys back out of our capital. Welcome, my grunts, to the 6th Battle of Richmond. So, once again, we are on the New Cold Harbor, Gainesville, Mechanicsville battlefield map. And we actually had a very large deployment area for our defense. So I'm taking advantage of that and building my defense line along Old Church Road and Beaver Dam Creek over here. So the Federals are coming in from one entry location that's up here by Laurel Grove. So I have Porterfield's division on the left, the 6th on the right under McCullough, my artillery directly in the center, backed up by Loring's 2 brigades. I did detach his 3rd brigade to go on to the left. The Outer Banks militia is on the left of Porterfield, just kind of watching out in this direction of the woods. And Price's 2nd Cavalry Division over here, just covering down on our left flank. Possibly, hopefully, I'll be able to get them to flank up and around the Federals at some point during this fight. It's already 16:30, so it's late in the day. And there's a massive morale difference between us. The Federals are at 54 morale. We're at 70 morale. So even if they don't take the overnight withdrawal, they'll probably take a very large amount of casualties due to that. So nothing to do but wait for them to show up now. All right, it's now 1754, coming up on the end of the day, and Federal cavalry is now coming into sight, and it looks like the cavalry brigade out of the Army of the Potomac, and it looks like there's an infantry brigade right behind them. Don't know if they're going to come in range of my skirmishers. Looks like we'll get a few shots fired before nightfall. And they have sighted my skirmishers. You guys going to come in a little closer? Let's send them vedettes forward. Maybe not. I hope we're not finding somebody who knows what they're doing. That would be bad. Yeah, it looks like the infantry is shifting off the road. Actually, we got some coming through the woods here. They see us and they're flushing the battle line. Are you kidding me? Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Why did you guys even march down here? Oh, that was just... I mean, smart move on their part, but still, why the hell did you even march down to Richmond if you weren't going to fight? All right, it is now April 1st. Nothing much has changed on the map, except as you can see, a lot more snow has come down. It has been a very, very snowy spring so far. Winter going into spring. Snow is just all over the place, really delaying our operations. But as you can see, our troops are actually out of their winter quarters, but due to all the snow on the ground, there's really nothing we can do operational-wise for the time being. Except out here in the west, where the snows are gone, we're out of winter quarters. The temperature's still kind of crappy, but we can get things moving out here. So our first move for spring is going to be moving our Western Army against the Department of the West, so we can shove them out of the way and go continue freeing up our oppressed Indian allies out here. But other than that, it is also... Oh, before I forget, we do have 2 units to recruit in. Got to get that done first before I forget about it. So, one of the units on the standby list is coming in. That's going to be the 1st Tennessee Infantry. Make sure I got the uniforms right here. All right, Confederate Gray and butternut trousers. And Beale, where are you from? You're from Rhode Island. Okay, yeah, you are not taking command of that. You need a Tennessee officer. It's like Devin O'Neill is available. There's actually an avatar, but he doesn't have a unit right now. And we are also bringing in one of the units that I did request from Georgia on my last call out. And complete opposite coloration. Confederate gray trousers and butternut tops. Which actually does not look too bad. And I'm going to keep them in the uniforms I have them in, as they're going to be going up to the Army of Vermont. So we could say we're kind of using the federal stores that we have captured and just re-dyeing it. Should I use Beale for this unit? No. Let's go by seniority. Where are you actual infantry commanders? McLaws. Hey, yo. McLaws will take command of that brigade. All right. So, on to the monthlies. All right, current rating of our nation is triple B, which it says is good. I don't think it is. Our debt increased by 50 million. We did cut 2 more bonds during the last month. Current economy cycle is recovered. Wealth of our population is mediocre and decreasing, but we're just coming out of winter, so that will change. One hospital, I don't think it finished construction. Should still be under construction. Yeah, another 5 days. It says it's done, but it's still building. Total export volumes last month were 1.1 going out with 993 coming in. So we were really good on our exports right now, mostly because the federal navies are not blocked. They're still up here in Chesapeake Bay at the Norfolk Sound. So I don't know what they are really doing. We're sitting on Hampton Roads. I really have no idea what they are doing. They're just all there. Which works for us because it frees up all of our other ports from being blockaded. An average core production over the last 3 months, 169 million, change negative 12. But once again, we were in the winter. Our economy still lacks iron, which we really shouldn't be. Coffee, locomotives, and we're good with fish and wood. So I think the iron got thrown a little off because we did lose control of Catherine Furnace, which is why I did build a new furnace down here at Petersburg. So the federal armies that did attack us at Richmond didn't go very far. They just went back up the road and camped out there. So they retook control of the furnace, which is why I did build this additional one. So if we look at our finances, we're not doing too bad. A little over 100 million more than what we were actually bringing in. So our spending's not all that bad. Could be better, but it's really not that bad. And I did reduce our diplomacy funding. It was at 50 million. I reduced that to 25 million. I don't want to send it any lower than that, really. Intelligence. According to our intelligence sources, they did just pass the Emancipation Proclamation a few days ago. So now they're working on the USCT. Units completed following projects, cast artillery, and rebore. Okay. Says they recruited another 15,000 men in 9 brigades and started constructing 5 new ships. That's a lot of men that they are recruiting. And the morale of their army is currently at 72%. It changed to negative 11% recently because of their defeats at Lynchburg, Chattanooga, and their retreat outside of Richmond. And it says we've taken out Colonel William Kime and Lieutenant Colonel Stanley Matthews. I think we captured Matthews. And it says they're carrying out offensive operations. That's mostly just because they're in our territory and they're really not doing anything. Criminal strategy, national morale. Federals are 81 to our 96. National support, they're 87 to our 88. Morale of armies are at 72 to our 87. Men in the field, they have 156,000 men in their field to our 143,000. So we're keeping up with them numbers-wise, troops in the field. Naval tonnage are at 95,000 to our 11,650. Battles won, they're at 3 to our 20. Total casualties, they're sitting at 108,145 to our 54,462. So we're keeping it about 2 to 1 on the casualty ratio, thankfully. All right, policies. We did finish Mexican intervention, which did jump up our intervention, but now our intervention is back down to 2% because of the Emancipation Proclamation. So all the work we put into intervention has basically gone out the window because of that. We're currently working on Industrialization 3, which will be complete in 34 days. And as soon as that is done, hopefully Chapter 3 will be opened up. And we can start working on our slavery restrictions. We can't emancipate yet, but we could start the slavery restrictions and the recruitment of Confederate state troops, which will add a full division of CSCT troops to our armies, which I'm going to add into the Confederate States Army. So we're set up to move down that path. It's just a matter of getting there, especially since we're back down to 2% intervention. Oh my God, that hurts so much with all the work we've put into it. All right, projects. What do we have available? I want to grab another level of weapons production, but I want to upgrade my furnace at Petersburg. Needs 8 million funding. It's funded to 5. So we're not going to be touching anything that takes industry money. I want to upgrade that furnace. We don't need railroad construction. Trade deals we're good with for right now. 21 administration reform. Is there something else? I also want to get farm mechanization. We're just not really getting farm money as quickly as I was hoping. I want to send more envoys. There's so much that I want to do. All right, I think we need to save up our money to do some counter propaganda and some propaganda. How much am I funding on politics? That's maxed out at 10 million. So I got a long way to wait on those projects. And actually, I want to put the military funding is we don't want armored gunboats. We want the rebuilt ironclads, which we're almost there on. We're just short of the funding for it. Needs 2 million. We're at 1.9. So I'm going to be picking up rebuilt ironclads. This way I can start producing a couple of those. So as soon as I'll check back here in a few days, and if the money's available, we'll put it in. All right. Let's take a look. Our ships that we are building, are they complete yet? All 3 are complete. So we have the 2 frigates, the Georgia, the Huntsville, and the steam frigate Virginia are ready to go. So we're going to create a new fleet. And let's probably just put it out in New Orleans, I'm thinking. I can put these in the water at New Orleans. Okay. Why not? Why is it showing these ports blockaded? There's no federal fleets in the area. Huh. Okay, did the Federals start moving a fleet around that I did not see? All right, we'll put them in the water at Mobile. It says 100% here, but it says 99% here. It says 2 more days. We're going to add it to the fleet as is. Throwing everything into the water at Mobile. All right, weapons. What do we have? We got 4.9 thousand rebores. 2,000 Richmond carbines. I still don't think it's enough to actually hand out to the next unit. I think we need like 2,400. Captured 23 pieces of 10-pounder Parrott. All right, we've captured 2,000 Springfield rifles. Maybe we can hand that out. 1.9 Mississippi's, possibly hand those out. We're only up to 1.3 thousand Fayettevilles, but we're at standardization of 5, so hopefully next month we can hand out more of those. Almost 5,000 rebores, so those are definitely going out. And Springfield muskets are definitely going out. And it looks like we have enough guns for another battery of 14-pounders to go out. You guys all have Fayettevilles, you have Enfields, you have rebores. So you're going to get... Oh, don't have enough Springfield rifle muskets to hand you any. Or you. Yeah, 2,200 men in this brigade. Can I hand you other carbines? No, we have not captured enough carbines. Even the Federals are not making the carbines. So we're not really capturing any. 2,800 men, 2,800, 2,800. 2,800, but you can get rebores. So you. Actually, nope, I don't have enough rebores to hand out anymore because these brigades are still at basically full strength. So they just... because they haven't fought yet. And we did just order them forward. So 2,300, yeah. You all have 14 pounders. You do. All right, Army of Virginia. $1,800 men. Do I have enough captured carbines? We can hand you some musketoons. Springfields. Mixed muskets. Give you some Springfield muskets. You guys are finally getting some upgrades. I think that's all that we can hand out. Yep. Unless there's some really understrength brigades that we can hand out to. You guys finally get some 14 pounders. And that's the last of the 14 pounders I can hand out, I think. Unless I can give you some. Nope. One. Not handing out as many weapons as I expected to. I really thought I was going to be handing out more weapons. All right, that covers everything for now. Looks like our next engagement should be out here at Weber's Salt Works. All right, it's now April 3rd, and we do have our first engagement of the spring. So it's our Western Army going up against the Department of the West, which has 18,180 infantry, 2,100 cavalry, and 15 guns under command of William Harney. Going up against our 27,410 infantry, 4,700 cavalry, and 45 guns under Benjamin McCullough. So it's time to start the liberation of our oppressed allies. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Fort Coffee. No, there's no fort here. But I believe this is the Palmetto Ranch battlefield. I'm not too sure. Or it could be a generic map. I'm not really boned up on the map geography for the battles in Texas. But we're starting down here in the southeast corner, not even on a main road. We're coming on this tertiary road here. It doesn't even have a name. And the Federals are defending this location here and this location here, which are named just Bridge and Texas Road North. So I'm assuming this is just a generic map. Is there even a bridge? There is a bridge there. That's actually a good defensive position, but we can just walk over that water here. Be swampy, but we can walk across it. That is actually a really good defensive position, though. I would love to defend that. So very straightforward. We're going to send the cavalry out front, see where the Federals are. Hopefully they are back here at this position. We got a lot of maneuver space, but it's all open terrain and very mountainous and hilly. So probably a pain to maneuver around. If we did have to maneuver around, probably out and around this direction on the left of the road. So we don't have to march up and over this ridge line here. But not much for it until we see what we're looking at with the Federals. So I'll be back. All right, it's now 9 a.m. and we do have the Federals sided. Oh, jumped around the map there. And they are defending at the bridge, and they have their flanks out in the air to us. I have no idea about their facing. They probably expected us to come marching up and over this ridge line at them, which I'm definitely not doing. That would have taken forever to get there. But the current position leaves them open to a very Big flank attack. My cavalry's right in front of them. There's no way they don't see them. And my infantry is starting to come up. So the 1st Division is arriving, and that is the 3rd Infantry Division under Frost. So I'm envisioning coming down here into this field. I'm probably not going to wait for my artillery to come up. I still haven't started moving them yet. And going into division assault column and just pushing in their flank if they don't shift to defend properly is what I'm looking at doing right now. So it's the 3rd Infantry Division, followed by the 4th Infantry Division and the 9th Infantry Division. It looks like it finally start getting the artillery moving. I've been delayed because there's some type of hang up like right here on the map that's forcing a bottleneck right there on my units while they march. So I can start bringing up the artillery now. Right up here. Yeah, they have good sighting on the federal lines from right there. But the 40-pounder James rifles, they don't have a lot of range, but they are very good at damaging infantry. And that order is going to take a while to go out as old McCullough's well up the road. I am leaving the pioneers behind, the penal pioneers, and they're back here working on breastworks to start getting their XP up on engineering. I don't need them to build breastworks up at the battle site. Right, it's now going 11:30 in the morning, and the Federals are finally starting to react, mostly because of my idiot commander of the 9th Division. I was sending them up here to the mountaintop here so I can march them down in line and line up against the Federal forces and try to keep them in the position that they were in. But he got close, and their original march paths had them back here, but for some reason he came down this road and started moving up this way, which forced the Federals to react. So I'm kicking off my attack sooner than expected. Now let's move forward, boys. So I was waiting for my batteries to come up because they were not too far away. So the first battery is probably about half an hour away from positioning. But damn, 9th Division. Who the hell's the commander of the 9th? Johnston. Friggin' Johnston. How are these guys moving ahead of you? The first unit ordered to move in a direct attack move is now the second line of march. Oh, good God. It's one of those games where Murphy's Law just bites you. Now they're being fully delayed because the other brigade's marching through them. Plus the other brigades are going to be lining up behind them. Who knows? Maybe my artillery will be up by then. All right. Looks like we got to get things a little unscrambled here. So I'll be back once the fighting starts. All right. It's 11:47 and the lines have finally started fleshing out for me. So we're going to start our hard advance with the assault columns. Battery's almost here. I think I want to move them a little more forward than that. That's why I didn't want to march my men up and around those mountains, but it looks like we might have an opportunity here. No, do not use the roads. Them boys, Iron Hearts. Changing plans here because of the way they're shifting. That's it. Push those skirmishers in. Lay down, boys. Grunts back up until the other brigade passes you. First battery has arrived. There's the second one. Push those skirmishers out of the way. Definitely changing tact here. Shouldn't have charge turned on. I thought I turned that off. All right, we did. That's it. Shove them in. All right, checks, change, and orders for you. Ah, crap. Cavalry and the artillery cross paths are holding each other up. Move out the double, please. It's starting to break them. Nope, did not want to do that. Call those boys in. That's it. Turn their flanks. Sorry, brigade's been forced back. Push Rangers, dismount, loose order. Go on in. I got that battery. Good job, boys. The hell you guys doing? I'm not going to add you into that mess. Let's see who wins that melee. I'm going to order you forward. I know I ordered you guys forward. Let's go. Now, looks like Bush Rangers won that melee and lost it at the same time. They just broke. All right, Black Riders, get in there. I know you have it. Why are you not following your advance orders? What's going on? These boys are collapsed. Everybody's a bit exhausted because we've been marching all morning. Why are you not following your orders? Get a move on. know what? Go and hit that battery. These guys are still heading out to the Texas road. That's it. Keep pouring it into them. Surprised they have not actually started their full withdrawal yet. They are pulling back. They haven't called their full withdrawal yet. There they go. Why would you go there in marching column? The hell? Yeah, things have just kind of glitched out during this fight. Yeah, we could have let them go at this point. But we got time to get this up to a major victory, and I would like that. Third Division Commander. All the way back there. You guys are still trying to come down the mountain? No, I keep ordering you guys forward. Why do you not move? Hey, come back to the fight. Thank you. Yeah, just keep flipping that. All my orders are not being sent or received. It's getting a little annoying. I haven't got any shots and see if you can't catch him, Disorder Brigade. Yeah, they're going to keep moving out of range on us, so we're just going to speed this along. Came up just shy of that major victory. Casualties are about 2 to 1, a lot higher than I would have liked. But we did put a pretty big beat down on this force. So we took out 4,400 of their 19,000 infantry, 600 of their 2,300 cavalry. We got all 15 of their guns. Total loss of 5,000 of their 22,000 men. We lost 2,090 of our 27,406 infantry, 445 of our 4,748 cavalry, one of our 46 guns. Total loss of 2,539 of our 32,831 men. All right, time for the combat reports. I don't think we had anybody get wounded, did we? Nope, didn't lose any of our officers. Good. All right, Pioneers did not fight. I actually forgot to go take a look at them. They should have their first level. 3rd Cavalry Division, Bush Rangers did 125 to infantry. Black Riders did 279 to infantry, 263 to cavalry, total 546. Losses. Bush Rangers, 37 dead, 194 wounded, 40 missing, total 271. Aggregate strength, 2,106, 11% casualties. Black Riders, 20 dead, 127 wounded, 27 missing, total 174. Aggregate strength, 2,197, 7% casualties. 4th Infantry Division, Keys Wildcats, did 325 to infantry, plus 326, called a command staff. Harem Guards did 635 to infantry, captured 48, and 157 to cavalry, for total 846. Sigma's Sharpshooters did 632 to infantry, 37 to cavalry, 4 to artillery, for total 684. Losses. Keys Wildcats, 42 dead, 309 wounded, 63 missing, total 414. Aggregate strength, 2,424, 15% casualties. Harem Guards, 58 dead, 270 wounded, 67 missing, total 395. Aggregate strength, 2,466, 14% casualties. Sigma Sharpshooters, 39 dead, 201 wounded, 41 missing, total 281. Aggregate strength, 2,559, 10% casualties. 3rd Infantry Division, Blackjacks, did 518 to infantry, 71 to cavalry for a total of 589. Ironhearts did 541 to infantry, 28 to cavalry, 24 to artillery for a total of 600. Mike Grunts did 446 to infantry, 14 to cavalry, 28 to artillery for a total of 49. Losses: Blackjacks, 37 dead, 241 wounded, 48 missing, total of 326. Aggregate strength, 2,526, 11% casualties. Ironhearts, 33 dead, 132 wounded, 27 missing, total 192. Aggregate strength, 2,654, 7% casualties. I'm actually surprised. The Grunts, I thought, would have taken more casualties than they did. They have 14 dead, 87 wounded, 20 missing, total 121. Aggregate strength, 2,717, 4% casualties. 9th Infantry Division, Czech Legion did 317 to infantry, plus up 322, quite a bit of command staff there. K. Cook's Heartthrobs did 223 to infantry, 44 artillery for 268. Whiskey Worshippers did 79 infantry, 20 artillery for total 99. Losses: Czech Legion, 25 dead, 98 wounded, 24 missing, total 147. Aggregate strength, 2,542, 5% casualties. Q. Cook's Heartthrobs, 44 dead, 99 wounded, 16 missing, total 159. Aggregate strength, 2,560, 6% casualties. Whiskey Worshippers, 5 dead, 42 wounded, 8 missing, total 55. Aggregate strength, 2,797, 2% casualties. 4th Artillery Division, Disciples of Fire did 91 to infantry, 1 to cavalry, 5 to artillery for total 98. Virginia Flying Battery did 55 to infantry, 3 to cavalry, 12 to artillery for total 70. Madison Light Artillery did 36 to infantry, 2 to cavalry, 2 to artillery for total 40. Losses: only in the Madisons with 2 wounded and 2 missing for a total of 4. All right, we didn't lose any officers wounded. Let's see if we got any of theirs. We killed Colonel Crook, commander of the 3rd Division. Wounded Shank. Wounded General Mitchell, commander of the 1st Division. So 1 division commander dead, 1 wounded, and 1 brigade commander wounded. That's pretty damn good haul, actually. All right, get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at the Battle of Fort Coffee. Department of the West fleeing in panic. John Embry became a national hero out of that, and it looks like poor Lieutenant Colonel Groussel of the Federals lost face in that battle. Battle of Fort Coffee is ending with Department of the West retreating in panic. The enemy reported suffered total casualties of 5,101 men. There were 708 killed, 956 captured. Our casualties total 2,539 men, with 354 killed, 383 missing, and the rest are wounded. We captured 2,925 rifles and 8 guns from the field and sent 946 men off to our prison camps. And I think I figured out why intervention dropped down to 2%. It's because I cut my my subsidies on diplomacy. So I shot it back up to very high, and we'll see if that has an effect next month. It's really going to have an effect on my economy. I really need that money elsewhere. All right, we're going to keep this episode rolling along. That battle really didn't take all too long, and I want to see if we can get ourselves down to Atoka, build a depot here, and then begin the siege of... I was corrected. Apparently, it's pronounced Fort Washita instead of Fort Washita. So I was corrected on that one. Hopefully, my new pronunciation is correct. I'm not sure how far away they are moving from us. We're still in the green. Oh, they're getting on the river. Let's go. Time to move, boys. Now you just finished fighting a battle, but we got more work to do. Like I said, I'm going to keep this episode moving along. Once the snows clear up a bit better, which it actually looks like they did. All right. Confederate States Army, let's get these boys shoved out. And we still got snow up here. But it doesn't look too bad. Siege train, can we get you down to Lewis and then begin the siege of Fort Scammell? And let's see if we can get the Army of Vermont out of that location into Bangor. The snows are not gone, but they have receded somewhat, so I want to get these moves going. I don't mean wanting to wait till May to get everything up here. All right, that ship is completed. Another bond issued. Now triple B minus. Tatinol. Yeah, we can leave Tatinol in charge. I also want to give you a couple of schooners. This brig. Let's give you a pair of ship's tenders. And once I hit green, their first objective will be Fort Pickens. What's our readiness look like? Not even giving me a timeline, but for ships, it usually doesn't take too long. I'll be back, hopefully, with the next battle with the Army of Northeastern Virginia. We'll see. All right, it's now April 4th, and our next engagement is against the Army of Northeastern Virginia with 11,657 infantry, 375 cavalry, and 23 guns beneath the command of Henry Hunt. Going up against our Confederate States Army with 13,184 infantry, 3,500 cavalry, almost 3,600, and 20 guns. So objective here is kick these guys away from Lynchburg and then go retake Charleston from them. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Buchanan. So once again, we're on the Appomattox Courthouse map, and the Federals are defending Appomattox Station, the Cal Farmhouse, and Liberty Church. And we are coming in from the northeast along the Richmond and Lynchburg Stage Road. So it's 11 o'clock now. We may or may not have an engagement today, but they should definitely be defending along this rail line. That covers all three objectives right there. That's a beautiful position to be defending. But we'll see what happens once we get down there. Like I said, get my cavalry out once again, try and get the sighting on the Federal positions and develop a plan of attack from there. All right, it's now 13:30, and we do have the Federals sighted. Nope, sorry about that. So my cavalry's out. We do have, sometimes the Federals just, AI does not use the obvious defense points here. But so their flanks out in the air once again, but they are defending at Appomattox Station. So my plan of attack for right now is have Holmes' 2nd Infantry Division line up over here by the Whittle Robertson house and attack through the woods down in this direction. Then have the 2nd or the 1st Infantry Division mass up in this low ground right here at the Martin and Wright houses, hopefully keeping them below artillery and rifle fire, and sending the Fort Oglethorpe scouts down around this way towards Liberty Church and trying to lock this flank down over here. So kind of a spread out plan of attack, but we only do have the 2 divisions of infantry in this force. And each attack is going to be supported by 1 gun, as they are, these guys are not moving on top of each other, so they're actually moving up pretty quickly. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this attack kicked off before nightfall. It's already 13:30, but I am definitely going to try. All right, it's now a little after 1500, and my troops are basically in position, so I've started issuing orders for my troops to advance forward. Starting with the 2nd Infantry Division on the right. You guys do not have clear line of sights, do you? All right, let's move you up next to the home. And you have orders to move forward. Yes, that's actually good positioning. Have the 1st Infantry Division spreading out here as once this attack starts setting in, we should see a shift in the Federal forces, and I'll push the 1st Infantry Division in with their Fayetteville rifles to hopefully lock down the Federals as we continue to push on their flank. Probably should have taken some time to rest my troops as they've been marching all morning, but alright, I'm probably gonna do something about you guys. Ordered you to move forward, you didn't move. We got to reissue that. Looks like it might be glitched. And I've ordered Fort Oglethorpe to go seize Liberty Church. Gave this brigade advance orders. I probably should have just given them straight marching orders. Yeah, let's pull your battery back for now. We'll push it back forward once we're ready to push in this division. We have a few minutes still before the fighting actually starts, so I'll be back. All right, it's now 1600, and we are ready to push this attack in. Once again, I got delayed by the CSMC once again. Though I'm not going to replace the commander yet. Riley just took command of this brigade. So we'll give him a chance still. It is delayed us. The CSMC marched, counter-marched, marched back in position, delayed me by almost half an hour. Looks like they're still having issues with movement. Same thing with this battery here. No matter what orders I give it, it has not moved. I've actually sent it halt orders a few times. Division commanders right here. They're receiving the orders immediately, but then they just sit there. Let's send you guys around to the Cowl House. All right, boys, time to lock them in up the front. I'm not too worried here, as we should have the better engagement range than the Federals. They've still not moved. Oh, you gotta wait for those orders from the commander. Just order you forward. CSMC, I want you to push forward to here. is your division commander? Why the hell you boys lined up like that? And you guys still have not even closed in. Come on. Keep pushing in on them, boys. Don't stop. Don't slow down. Go CSMC, you guys keep disappointing me. Stop doing that. Oh, Yugi's battery finally moved. After taking 57 losses, dear God. Going to reconstitute that battery. Come on, boys, keep pushing forward. They are collapsing. There they go. Good job, boys. That's it. Gun them down. Stop fire at that brigade. Damn it. All right, Oglethorpe. Get in there, give me one more volley. Come on. And Oglethorpe looks like it's glitched. Yep, they're glitched. I think they're stuck on the rail line. Nothing going to catch enough of them to get the major victory, but oh well. Now we got 22% of them. Maybe we can get there. You know, if Oglethorpe wasn't stuck. Where are we at? 23%. We're almost there. Looks like we got to rely on just the first CS to hopefully run down some more of these boys. Get going. Come on. Oh, we got the major. There we go. Can we wipe this brigade out? You have 150 men left. You should have just surrendered. Come on. And I think they just did surrender en masse to us. That brigade no longer exists. And there goes our time. All right. Did a good amount of damage to this little army over here. Took out 3,300 of their 12,000 infantry, 150 of their 400 cavalry, got all 35 of their guns. Total loss of 3,800 of their 13,000 men. We lost 538 of our 13,183 infantry, 195 of our 3,594 cavalry. We lost 4 of our 20 guns. Hughie's unit was just so glitched out the entire battle, and when he finally got into a position, he lost almost all of his men. Friggin' ridiculous. Total loss of 790 of our 17,007. Wow, really? That's just under 5-1 on the casualties. Holy crap. All right, time for the combat reports. 1st Cavalry Division, 1st CS Cav did 192 to infantry, captured 928. Did 28 to artillery, captured another 30 for a total 1,182. Fort Oglethorpe Scouts did 275 to infantry, captured 185, 27 to artillery for a total 490. Losses, 1st CS Cav, 7 dead, 34 wounded, 9 missing, total of 50, aggregate strength 1,268, 4% casualties. Fort Oglethorpe Scouts, 39 dead, 70 wounded, 36 missing, total of 145, aggregate strength 2,131, 6% casualties. 1st Infantry Division, 4th CS Infantry did 169 to infantry, 61 to cavalry for a total 234. 2nd CS did 257 infantry, plus up 262. Caught a lot of command staff there towards the end where they're all bunched together in the line of fire. 1st Mountain Brigade did 334 to infantry, 82 to artillery for a total 417. 2nd Infantry, 3rd CS, did 248 to infantry, 81 to cavalry for a total 329. 1st CS did 286 to infantry, 21 to cavalry, 73 to artillery for a total 400. CSMC, once again, my problem child brigade for this army, did 113 to infantry, 44 to cavalry for a total of 157. Losses, 3rd CS, 20 dead, 165 wounded, 37 missing, total 222. Aggregate strength 1,433, 13% casualties. 1st CS, 6 dead, 40 wounded, 7 missing, total 53. Aggregate strength 2,808, 2% casualties. CSMC, 1 dead, 11 wounded, 2 missing, total 14. Aggregate strength 2,835. 1st Artillery Division, 2nd CS did 4 to infantry, 12 to artillery, total 17. That's Hughie's battery. 1st CS Artillery did 75 to infantry, captured 8 because they retreated through them. 10 to cavalry for total 95. Losses, 1st CS didn't lose anybody. 2nd CS, 23 dead, 26 wounded, 8 missing, total 57. Aggregate strength of 92, 38% casualty rates. We lost 4 of our guns due to those casualties. And it's no fault of the battery commander. The unit was just straight up glitched out. It was not moving. So I couldn't clear it out of the line of fire. And I do not believe we lost any of our officers. Nope. See if we got any of theirs. Wounded Colonel Grant. Wounded Colonel Beatty. Wounded Colonel Runyon. Killed Brigadier General Foster. And captured Colonel Marston. So you got 5 of their officers in that engagement. That's actually pretty damn good. Not a good spring for the Union hierarchy. I get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at the Battle of Buchanan. Looks like poor old General Hunt lost face for that battle. And a glorious victory was, outside the glitches, was a pretty damn good fight, especially casualty-wise. Battle of Buchanan's end with the Army Northeastern Virginia retreating in panic. The Enemy reported suffered total casualties of 3,854 men. There were 344 killed and 1,720 captured. Our casualties total 790 men, 140 killed, 140 missing, and the rest are wounded. We've captured 2,500 rifles and 10 guns from the field and sent 1,581 men off to our prison camps. That was a good grab for us. What type of readiness does that leave us in? And we are still green readiness. All right, let's turn off scouting on you because we know where they are right now. And we're going to march on to Charleston as quickly as we can, capture that depot, empty it out, burn it down, and then return here to Lynchburg. How are we looking here? They're not advancing against us again. It looks like they are strengthening up by an additional 1,000 men. How's this hospital look? Hospital's almost complete. Still waiting for our readiness to come back up so I can go retake Nashville. And have we started our march? Yep, and we are currently marching down towards Atoka. So things are moving. I think it's a good start to spring. I want to get us to at least April 15th, I'm thinking. Actually, I should have ordered you to move by rail to Salem and then marched up. Oh, well. I don't see, unless these two armies here in front of Richmond make a move, I don't see any fights for the foreseeable future. But I could be wrong. All right, it's now April 16th, and I do believe this is a good place to end this episode. We did get quite a bit done, and we are ready to start making our next moves. So I'm going to go over the map real quick. So we've consolidated half of the army of New England down around Lewiston. With the siege train, its readiness really dropped down, just moving from Augusta down to here. And so I'm waiting for its readiness to come back up fully. And it says it's another 14 days away, which is perfect because that'll give us a May operational date or a May 1st operational date for that corps. And we can begin the investment of Fort Scammell. There are two federal armies on my flank right now, the 39th Army and the 37th Army, which is not going to bother me too much, as I was going to direct the Army of Maine to march up onto Northumberland and then back down around on this road here to Portland to avoid being drawn into the siege at Scammell, and hopefully take Portland while that fort's invested and seize the bank and the money within it. The Army of Vermont is still up here at Bangor and is slowly getting its troops transferred in. Once again, we're only transferring one brigade at a time up here to simulate us having to sneak them through the federal blockades. So it's up to 3 brigades now. The 4th is on its way. It's 25 days away. We do have 2 more infantry brigades that are being raised right now that are going to be joining it. So we'll have 2 full divisions and 1 battery, which is waiting to transfer. And if you're not on my Discord, I placed out a call for recruitment. I'm looking to recruit 1 battery out of the Arizona territory. So if you do not have a unit yet and you'd like to have a unit in the game, it's a first come, first serve, whether you are a channel member or just a subscriber. Post a name in the comments, or better yet, actually go into my Discord under the recruitment thread for this game and post it there. It's going to be a first come, first serve basis for this battery, since there's nobody on standby list with a unit from that area. All right, moving down the line, the Federals are still camped at the gates of Richmond. They have not made a move, and I'm happy to let that situation just continue on as it is. We have retaken Charleston and Western Virginia. I've ordered the Confederate States Army back to its home station at Lynchburg. And we're just going to see if the Federals retake that now. We might end up doing a yo-yo campaign out here in Western Virginia. General Zollicoffer's Army of Tennessee is ready to move again. So we are going to get them moving next episode against Nashville, going after the Army Tennessee and hopefully pushing them out of the state. We are going to ignore the Department of Ohio right now, since it seems to be stuck in the mountains. If they move out of the mountains, we'll definitely go and engage them, but they are not a concern for right now. And out here in the west, Western Army has finally arrived at Okota. And it took them a while to get here. They got hung up on the river here for a few days, where they got kind of glitched into the river and couldn't cross out. And they finally got unstuck and moved south. So that dragged down McCullough's readiness into the yellow. Not a big deal, as we had to build a supply depot anyway, as out here is a supply desert. So depots are absolutely necessary before I invest any of the forts out here. So this will be ready in 6 days. His readiness is 18 days. We don't need him to be full green. We just need him to be partial green to go begin the investment of Fort Washita. It shouldn't be too much of a speed bump for him, hopefully. And our fleet is about ready to go. Just waiting for it to go full green of readiness. I have put 13 ships into this fleet. So both of our sail frigates and our steam frigate are here. I've added every schooner that we had. which is 7 of them, the 1 brig that I had, and 2 ships tenders to service the fleet. So it's not the most powerful fleet in the world, but it is a start. And we have begun construction of one casemate ironclad, the Albemarle. And it's going to take 365 days to construct her. But as soon as that one is complete, we will begin constructing a second one. Hopefully we can speed up that construction time, but I'm not too sure. And one other thing I'm looking to do is upgrade the furnace at Petersburg, which is going to be very expensive. It needs subsidy funding of $7.8 million. We have it at $6.1 million. So hopefully by May, we'll have the full subsidy funding for that upgrade. So I do need to put that money into other things like weapons production, but I want to get this furnace upgraded so we're producing more iron plate. All right, I think it covers everything for right now. So once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, and not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If you do, not that bell icon so the next video comes out. If you're following along and serious and enjoying it, don't forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. And if you're watching on mobile, do not forget to swipe right to hype. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.